Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the biggest news that's hit the internet probably in years. Absolutely the most important thing of all time. If you guys did not hear, OnlyFans has announced that they will be banning sexually explicit content on their platform starting in October. Which, if you know anything about OnlyFans, you're probably like, well, I don't know how that's going to work, Optimus, considering it's, their whole business model, basically, at this point, is NSFW content, cosplaying, all kinds of stuff like that, right? Well, that's why it's taking everybody else by surprise, too. This is basically like if McDonald's came out tomorrow and they were like, hey guys, we no longer sell burgers or fries or chicken nuggets. In fact, now we're basically moving on to pasta and pizza only. It's a complete blindside, and people, I don't think, really saw it coming. I mean, of course, there's probably a lot of people who predicted the downfall, I guess, of OnlyFans or whatever, but I really don't think that this was something that people were just, like, expecting to come right as soon as it did, right? Because obviously, OnlyFans is still kind of at the height of its popularity, right? We're talking about a website that's making so much money, basically, with all these new people coming onto the platform, not only to buy these subscriptions to these creators, but also to create content. And so it kind of just seems like a massive surprise for this to kind of happen as it did right now. So OnlyFans is banning the one thing most users go to its site for: pornography. The UK-based content subscription service said on Thursday that it will no longer allow, quote, sexually explicit content as of October 1st. OnlyFans said the decision was taken to comply with requests from its banking and payment providers, quote, in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of the platform and to continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans. We must evolve our content guidelines, OnlyFans said in a statement. Payment processors MasterCard and Visa cut ties last year with rival The Hub after accusations that the nude website showed videos containing horrible shit, which Pornhub actually ended up denying and actually ended up tightening rules. OnlyFans said on Thursday that it would allow certain posts containing nudity as long as they adhere to the, quote, acceptable use policy. It's not clear how that will work in practice. OnlyFans' terms of service outline a number of things that are prohibited from its platform, including material involving people under age 18 and other illegal or harmful content. Quote, we will be sharing more details in the coming days, and we will actively support and guide our creators through this change in content guidelines, the company said. Okay, so you just read it, man, and honestly, this is confusing, right? Because they come out here, they basically say, hey, we're banning the big thing for our website, right? The real money-making, profitable content that we have on the website. That's going to be completely gone in a matter of just a few months, right? Like, you really got to think, because October 1st is only a couple weeks away. As of me recording this audio, it is August 20th, and October 1st is only within a matter of, like, what, 6, maybe 7 weeks? Something like that? I mean, that's really not a whole lot of time. I mean, barely over a month for these, I guess, adjustments to be readied. But then at the same time, they claim that they will allow only certain posts containing nudity as long as it's, I guess, adhering to their policy. So it's really kind of hard to figure out how far this is really gonna go, right? Now, obviously, on OnlyFans, a lot of different things get posted, right? People post videos of legitimate sex acts and basically make porn for the website. And then there's also people, who only take, like, bikini pictures or whatever like that, too. Not really totally, I guess, nude or anything crazy. So it's kind of hard to find that middle line between there. Like, what is deemed acceptable and what is not deemed acceptable? Really, it just sounds like a logistical nightmare to police. Because there's going to be examples of that gray area that kind of just show that this isn't going to work well when you see people, like, let's say, once again, taking bikini pictures is okay, but making full-on, sex tapes isn't, right? Well, what happens if someone just posts a fully nude picture of themselves or something like that, right? Is that in between anywhere in the policy? I'm assuming that out of all the content that gets put on this website, some of it's going to fall in this gray area, and it's not going to make any sense. You're going to see people getting their stuff taken down for, what they deem to be, I guess, the policy-breaking content, and then people are going to be like, oh, hey, this wasn't against policy. It kind of reminds me of the possibility of, like, what kind of happens on YouTube. Like, recently I had a video that was taken down. It was struck down on community guidelines, one of my more popular videos, and then by the end of the day, the appeal was successful, and it was brought back to the website, but just age-restricted. And that's like a common problem on YouTube, right? People deal with what they, I guess, deem to be unfair bans / removals, things like that. And I really don't see this being something that OnlyFans can avoid. And at that point, I really think it's just a matter of time before people actually go elsewhere, okay? Because you gotta think, YouTube really doesn't have a competitor. I mean, people are not gonna go upload videos to Vimeo or anything like that. It's just not happening. They don't have an audience. People don't care about them. But OnlyFans is in a market where there's 9 million competitors, and that's why I don't completely fret for everybody on OnlyFans. I think it's more of a case-by-case basis, but I'll get into that here in a minute. Like in this instance here, right, OnlyFans is basically competing with a bunch of websites already that have basically like nude subscription models and things like that. These websites have been a thing for decades. So if people get unhappy with the way that content's being policed on the platform, or if they think it's just too risky to even be involved, they're gonna go elsewhere. And there's been kind of this concern going on online about, oh, what about the sex workers who use OnlyFans and use this platform basically as their sole source of income? I mean, I've made probably damn near a dozen videos now talking about these different situations in which somebody blows up on OnlyFans, they're making $400,000 a year, when 6 months ago, they were flipping a double quarter pounder at McDonald's trying to get it through the drive-thru in 2 minutes or less. And at the end of the day, I really don't have a problem with sex work, and I don't even honestly have an inherent issue with OnlyFans and websites like that existing. I mean, the free market determines what the free market wants, and I mean, people, honestly, they like porn. They like nasty, gross videos and fetish videos, and they're willing to pay for it. And even though most of us, watching this kind of content or whatever, we're not going to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to go spend $15 on an OnlyFans account because you can spend that money better, but there are people who do things like that. And since there's always going to be a market for it, it's pretty clear that like the really established OnlyFans models, the ones making millions of dollars and shit, if their content is too risque for the platform, they're simply going to move elsewhere. They're going to start a new website. They're going to start their own personal sites. They're going to go to other websites. It's going to happen. I mean, obviously the demand has been proven to be there, and you think they're going to turn down those, 6-figure, 7-figure salaries to show their asshole? Like, no. It's just simply not going to happen. But there's something about this whole thing that I think people really aren't paying enough attention to that I think is something that should be kind of focused in on here. So, as the article claims, like just last year, I guess MasterCard and Visa had a big falling out or whatever with the hub because they, had qualms with the kind of content that was being posted on the website. And now payment processors are kind of the ones that are also taking OnlyFans in a completely new direction, almost by force, right? Because obviously, if OnlyFans' business model wasn't being threatened basically by these payment processing companies, they would not be changing up. There's talks of it having $1 billion valuation if it goes public. I mean, you really aren't making more money than that, right? I mean, of course you are, but at that point you're already in the upper echelon, right? You don't need to change your business model. But if the payment processing companies that make all the transactions and makes all of the financial services that allows your website to even exist as a company, if they get mad, obviously you kind of have to listen to them, unfortunately, because if they pull out of your website or out of your company, you basically have no payment processing and you're not going to be making money. And it's so hard to build your own platforms like that it would probably destroy the company. I mean, but that should be a little worrisome to people, right? Now, of course, a lot of people, they don't like OnlyFans. They don't think that sex work is legitimate, or they think that these girls have it too easy and they should, have to live life harder or whatever, quote unquote, get a real job, things like that. But at the same time, I don't think that we should be basically encouraging financial companies to have this much power over the free market, right? Because in all reality, like what we're seeing here, Visa and MasterCard, which are their two own independent companies, right, are basically now able to bully a company as big as OnlyFans, a $1 billion company, potentially, into changing their whole fucking business model because they don't agree with the morality or whatever of the website, or they don't like the content. At that point, that's not the free market really speaking. I mean, that's just kind of like massive global conglomerates going against things that they don't like, and it's essentially fucking canceling in all reality, because a pretty giant portion, in all reality, of the global economy runs through these financial companies, right? I personally don't know a single person that doesn't have either a Visa or a MasterCard. Like, that's how big that they are. And for them to have enough control where they can just fucking change the entire future outcomes of businesses, not really something great, even if you disagree with the company. What if it gets to a point that they do this with a company you do like, or if they do this with your business or something like that, right? I mean, I just don't think that it's a great thing that we're basically allowing these fucking global processing companies to just determine what's okay and what's not, how companies can operate how they can't. OnlyFans claims to have over 130 million users and 2 million content creators. The company generated net revenue of $375 million last year, according to an Axios report Thursday, which cited an investor deck. OnlyFans expects to hit $1.2 billion in revenues this year and $2.5 billion by 2022. More than 300 OnlyFans creators reportedly earn at least $1 million annually, while 16,000 creators make at least $50,000 a year. So at the end of the day, man, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see how this really affects everything. I know a lot of these people doing OnlyFans and whatnot, right? They're going to have to go back to more regular jobs, you know, they're going to have to go back to fucking working at McDonald's and things like that. But the vast majority of these people, I think, at least in my personal opinion, who've already kind of built a career in this kind of work, they're probably just going to go find other opportunities in the same industry that's making them, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, right? I don't know. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, watching OnlyFans kind of die, honestly, I think, and signing out.